Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons in our NCAA football series with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And we are getting ready to kick off our second season as a Red Raiders head coach. Last season ended 9-4, Cotton Bowl victory, great year for us, especially coming in first time as a head coach. I think that worked out pretty well. So year number 2, here we come into it. Got a brand new set of recruits we got to start looking at, and so we're gonna start kind of breaking some of these guys down, seeing how many points we need to divvy out, what kind of lead do we have recruiting wise, and actually how far back are we on some of these guys. Um, y'all know what my pattern was. Basically, I had to be top 3. Whatever star rating you were is what you were. Some of them turn out to be decent, some of them not so much. And that comes from the 2 stars, 1 star, and 3 stars. There we do have a couple 4, I believe. We don't have any 5 stars yet that had any interest in us, or at least not nearly enough for me to put on the recruiting board. So, gonna have to kind of make do. It'll take a couple years for us to get up to that level. I know that. I understand that. But still, you always kind of hope to get at least 1, just not this year. So some of these guys, we're going to start taking a look at adding the points to them, trying to get them to come on because we do think we can build something with some of these young characters that we got. Now, that's going to also depend on the scouting, though, right? So everything you see, the 78 overall from Marcus Smith, who's a punter. That's the only reason why he's on there, 78. Pretty dang good. But John Gilbert, 69. Chad Morton, 67. Andrew Banks right there, 66 overall. These are basically your preliminary overall, is what I'll say on that. And by that, I mean we haven't really scouted them too much. You got what would amount to the bare minimum type of a scouting report. So you haven't done too much on them. So this is kind of what we have at the very start. As we go through and scout these guys, and you'll start seeing some drop off. Others, boom, they'll shoot themselves up. You might find it one of the, I guess, best way to put it, diamond in the rough situations. Find one of those, 1 star, even a 2 star guy that initially was like a 59 overall, but suddenly after all the dang scouting, he's a 71, 72 overall immediate, just like that. And so those are the kind of guys you want to look out for if you can find them. Doesn't always happen out that way. So running through, we do need receivers. I also need defensive backs and defensive line. Our linebackers, for the most part, I think we got fairly decent depth there, and pretty good variation of the age. So it's not that we're all just loaded down with seniors or loaded with freshmen. We got a pretty good variety across. And so as we bring those guys in, it'll be easy, I think, to kind of transition those spots. One of the ones that's not is going to be our defensive back field. That's where we do kind of struggle even now as our season is set up. Y'all saw from the previous episode, if you took a look at who some of our starting cornerbacks were, they get pretty low rated. We don't have anybody truly highly rated at this stage. Maybe by the end of the season of training, off season, all that stuff, hey, they may develop quite a bit. That is, time will tell that one. But here we are just running through, like I said, adding the points in, and we get down to a couple defensive backs. Chris Maxwell, 64. We're trailing by 300 to this guy. I think he's worth putting in those additional points on. The other defensive back we weren't trailing by too much, but I figured we could probably overcome that with some good victories, right? Overcome some of those deficits. Now here, Joe Simmons, 68 overall. He is a 4-star center, one of the few 4 stars that we had. Now, we are not top dog for him, but we are right there. So it's really just kind of adjusting the points that we use for recruiting to bring some of these guys in, and especially if we don't have the lead. And when we have the availability, I say let's do it. And some of these guys, like I said, as we go scouting, if they start dropping off, well, just remove the points and remove them off your board altogether. And then allocate those points to another player that you are still fighting for. So we've got lots of opportunities. We'll kind of have to see how the scouting shakes out through the remainder of the season, though. Now, with that in mind, we are going to go ahead and get this season kicked off. Okay, this is a Advocare Kickoff, or Advocare Classic that is being held at Jerry's World AT&T Stadium, also the Death Star. This is a game where we won our final game last season in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, and it looks like we're going to have to try to win the first game of this season in this same stadium. This is going to be part of our matchup I talked about having, game one be against a Pac-12 team every year, basically in this type of kickoff game for the season. Start kind of a rivalry with the Pac-12. I think that seems like it should be pretty fun as we start cutting through some of these teams. I picked Colorado because it's an old Big 12 matchup that 12 years ago would have happened, just not anymore. So I had to put Colorado in first game, Pac-12, Big 12. This is a big one for us to get off on the right foot. We have this game, and then next week, or the next game is North Texas, followed by our rival in Austin, University of Texas. So if we can get off to a good start this season, that'll be even that much better for us. All right, and so starting at quarterback is going to be Ben Duncan, trying to be running the option like we had Conception run last season for us, did so well. Duncan was the backup for him last year. He is a senior this year, getting his first start, first opportunity, really. So I'm going to try to make the most of it with this young man, see what we can't pull off. That option play did not go exactly how we wanted it, failed to read it. It'll take some time to shake off his vision capabilities and get used to that and make some adjustments. Now, in that pass, he delivers a pretty good one into a tight zone to pick up 10 yards and bring us down to a 3rd and 4. And that was a good throw by Duncan. Going to have to see a lot more of that from him throughout this season, especially once we get into the Big 12 play. So good to see him throwing those types of passes this early. Now, Duncan on a 3rd and 4 hands it off to Poole going up the middle, who's taken over for Ryan Weber last year as he graduated. And Brian Poole, once again, was the backup last season, had a great about 4 or 5 games there from the mid to the end point of the season. And so this is going to be his year. I believe he is also a senior this year, so this is his final opportunity. As Duncan hands it to him off the right side, he cuts it out to the right. He's got space. Broke a tackle. Brian Poole, 5. Get your guns up. Touchdown, Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Brian Poole, they hand it to him going to the right, and my goodness, he just kicked it out. That last little step right here, boom, that movement, but gives him the space he needs, and then he breaks that tackle, and he is home free. Big time run by Brian Poole. That's how you want to start a new season right there. Now, after a turnover by the Colorado offense, we have possession again at about the 11-yard line. Duncan in a pistol formation. Play action, drops it off to the left side to Kyle Jones. Comes up with a 9-yard reception. That's his second catch for the day. He has 19 yards in total. But had a pretty good season last year, Kyle Jones did. Came on kind of late, but still overall pretty good. He should be filling in a lot of the slot formation this season. Now Duncan in a pistol set. Comes back and tosses the option. Whew, that was almost a big mistake. We almost hit the defender right in the back with that option. Duncan did the play action, probably should have kept it himself, but just wasn't focused or paying attention, and we ended up trying to lateral it back to the running back, Birch, and man, and we almost hit the Colorado defensive end right in the back right there. So 3rd and 5, thankfully. We still lead 7-0, but we need to get another score right here. Duncan fires it over to Kyle Jones. Touchdown, Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Kyle Jones, great route on that one, making the catch in traffic. That's what you like to see from your young guys right there. He got into that open space. You don't want to put him up against a linebacker in his zone. Ball back, shred him every single time. So now we get the ball back quickly after stopping him on a 3 and out. Duncan has possession, scans over the field, fires it deep over the middle, caught by Chad McMillan, who gets brought down at about the 25-yard line. Wow, what a throw. Ben Duncan stepped up to it and nails Chad McMillan for 25 yards. That is a big-time throw. It's good to see this kid making. I wasn't so sure he'd be able to make throws like that, but he pulled that one off pretty dang well. Gotta love to see it. And so now here we come to the line at the 25-yard line. Duncan, shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 2 running backs. He gets set, throws it over to Poole on the left side. He cuts it back in. Brian Poole down at the 10-yard line. I don't think you could really call that a screen pass, just a little swing pass, more like it. Out to Poole over there on the left side after he sent him in motion. And that's going to pick up a good about 10, 11 yards. Down to the 11-yard line and bring us to a 1st and 10. Brand new set. 4 more plays at our disposal. As we come to the line here in a shotgun formation, we are going to go 4 wide this time. Jones is in the slot formation closest to the line. Duncan hands it off to Poole to the left side. Brian Poole cuts it outside. He's into the end zone. Get your guns up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Brian Poole, big time run right there. That is what you love to see from these running backs. Extending out our lead. Now, here we are going to be a little bit later in the second quarter now. We do still lead 24-7 at this point. And Colorado's just kind of lost track of what to be able to do on offense. They had one good drive, which involved a big play, but that's really about it. So really one play, if you want to think of it like that. So leading 24-7, we do force Colorado to punt the ball back to us. Now, we do have Rivas is going to be our punt returner and one of our kick returners this year. And he's going to get this one, kicks it out left. He's got space. Rivas down the sideline. 20, 10. No one's going to catch him. Get your guns up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Rivas with the kickoff return for the touchdown. Wow, what a play by that young man. Taking it back practically 100 yards to the house on the kickoff or punt return. I mean, that is great to see. You got to love seeing special teams be that effective. And good job for that young man right there. Now, with that lead, we are going to advance here a little bit further to the third quarter now, 7 minutes to go, and we're kind of just hammering this one home. The score is 31-13. We do have a good 18-point lead. This is a 3-score ball game. I mean, at this point, I'm not so worried about running up the score. I really don't care about that. It's not like this is a rivalry game or anything. But I'm just not going to stop my guys at this point. If Colorado wants to stop me, we're halfway through the third quarter, then they can stop me. If not, then we'll just be scoring. And Duncan has no problem doing that. Throwing it over the middle, Chad McMillan. Ben Duncan, 14 yards. He got that snap and just threw it real quick right over the middle to Chad McMillan on the deep end route. And that's going to be another touchdown. That extends us out to 38-13. That'll be a 25-point lead. 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Now we are going to advance a little bit later on here into the fourth quarter. Just under 8 minutes to go. We do lead 45-13 at this point. Now Duncan is going to take a play action, and he's rolling out to his left. Finally drops it off to his receiver, Hunter Sparks. Oh, that's our tight end. Hunter Sparks gets his third catch for 55 yards. Ben Duncan had the play action, kind of rolled out goofily to the left side and found him in the corner. I thought we had the touchdown, but we didn't. Apparently, we will be down at the 1-inch line. And so now 1st and goal from the 1-inch line. Duncan in a pistol formation. He gets set and hands it off to Poole up the middle. That's going to be a touchdown, Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, wow. And little freeze up there. Doesn't happen too often, but not too shabby. All right. So after that little freeze up, we're going to advance here at about just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarters. We do lead now 52-13, and it's just not going too well for Colorado. Their quarterback, Drew Doyle, has his third rush of the day on the option and gets dropped for his third loss. He's got -6 yards on 3 rushes today, so pretty rough day for him coming into it. Now, after that tackle, that does bring up a 2nd and 12. Granted, they are at the Red Raider 21-yard line, 21 yards away from pay dirt, but like I said, it's 52-13. It's a 39-point score. Touchdown is not really going to matter, at least for us at this point. So we do have some of our backups in also. We have gone on ahead and put them into the game, so we are trying to get them some playing time as well. Hopefully, as we go later on, that could possibly help out with keeping guys from transferring and all that kind of stuff, right? So After that first down play by the Colorado offense, or that play by Colorado, brings up a 3rd and 14. Another screen pass as they drop it off, and he's going to be stopped short. Riley was able to read that one real quick coming off that nose tackle position and actually read it beautifully and was able to chase him down, and that's going to be stopped for no gain and bring up a 4th and 14. And yes, Colorado is going for it. 39-point game, be damned. Colorado comes to the line here. They are going to be in a shotgun formation. We do have 4 wide on this one as they get the snap. We bring the pressure. He stands tall in the pocket, and they fire it over, and that's going to end up being a touchdown to Lawrence Baker. Wow, Drew Doyle fired that one right over. He stood there. We brought the pressure, stood tall, unfazed, and he finds his man. Now we didn't get to him very close, so I could see him being unfazed. But, hey, we still got there. Now, Colorado would do an onside kick, and after a penalty, we find themselves with a 1st and 10 here, 4.5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, trailing now by 32 points instead of 39. So after that first play goes incomplete pass, that brings up a 2nd and 10. And with a 2nd and 10, they are going to come to the line in a pistol formation, 3 receivers to the right side, 1 tight end to the left. He gets the snap. Doyle scans over the middle, stands tall, runs to the right, drops it off to Fox, who's going to be brought down. Chris Fox picks up 4 yards on that reception. Was a lucky bailout right there, and it looked like he may have come close to the line, but apparently Doyle did not cross over it. All right, so 3rd and 6 here. Colorado 4 for 10 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon. It's been a long day for him there. Let's hope we can keep it that way. Pistol formation. Doyle has the snap, scans over the field, fires it to the left. It's going to be intercepted. Doucette goes up to get it, and he's going to return it back to the 45-yard line. What a play by Doucette. He high-pointed that one. Eric Doucette followed his receiver all the way down, high-pointed that ball, and came down with it. And that would be the last time that Colorado would touch the ball. We would run it out from there, and that would lead to a big-time victory for us here to start the season. 52 points, not a shabby way to do it. Brian Poole starting his time ownership of that backfield, comes out, gets player of the game honors. Great game by him. Good job by this team overall. Gotta love seeing the competitiveness, the effort, and the will to win that these guys put in. So we will take this one 52-20 in Dallas. The first Big 12, Pac-12 Advocare Kickoff thing that we've started of our career so far. And a pretty good start at coming off the victory last year to start this one with a win. That's a big-time thing for us. That should give us momentum going forward. Next episode, we will start out with North Texas, and then we'll go down south to play the Longhorns in Austin. So with that in mind, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And if you did like today's video, definitely give us a thumbs up. We do really appreciate it. That does help out the channel very much. And, I just want to say we really appreciate everything that y'all do for us here at Champion Sons. So, and then, like I said, the next episode is North Texas and the Longhorns. We'll take a look at some more recruiting to see kind of some of the other players that we have an opportunity for, kind of start breaking that type of thing down. And we'll get this season kind of really fired off and going. Until then, everybody, stay safe. And, well, you guys know how it goes by now, right? Later, y'all.